right. Everybody knows what day it is. It is hashtag Friday Pie Day, and Bitcoin is going crazy right now. It is, it's starting to get bullish, man. It's starting to get bullish. Super excited about it. Got a little bit of Wolfer stuff to update you on, and then we can talk about, you know, everything else from there. So with that being said, let's just get straight into it. I know I said this was going to be at 3 p.m. today. I have some family stuff going on. I have a sick child. That child is sleeping right now, so I can go ahead and do this. Otherwise, I was just going to have to wait and do it at 3:30, but, you know, it was all, or 3 p.m., I believe. It's all good. In any case, the Wolfer briefing is on, and if, you know, the child wakes up, I will have to leave early. So with that being said, let's just get straight into it, man. So first and foremost, if you're here from the future, hello from the past, we appreciate you. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit subscribe, and then boom, baby, bang on that notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant sections. I appreciate it, and we're just going to get straight into the news-based stuff, and then we'll talk about some Wolfer stuff, because Ethereum's doing some wild stuff, which is super frustrating sometimes, but in any case, we got it all sorted out. I'm going to end the Discord. Literally nobody's in there. They literally all come over here to the stream, so I'm going to get out of there so that it doesn't mess up the bandwidth on my stream. So with that being said, let's get straight into it, man. We've got some bullish things happening, not just from price action, but also in the news, right? So we've got the Robinhood. Their stock is slipping, right? Because Morgan Stanley is going to be offering crypto trading. Oops. Uh-oh, Robinhood. I guess you're not the only guy on the block now. That sucks. But, you know, first mover advantage, call it what it is. So essentially, here's the thing, and I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here, okay? I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. So, you know, indulge me on a Friday Pie Day before you go and have some pie with your beautiful families and have a wonderful weekend, right? So, here's the thing, man. Like, Robinhood, okay, great. You know, yeah, you offer, you know, whatever, Bitcoin trading and stuff like that. PayPal will let you do, you know, Bitcoin, hold Bitcoin, stuff like that. And then Morgan Stanley is supposed to add cryptocurrency trading to its E-Trade platform. Okay, good, great, wonderful, grand, awesome, right? I want to hit people with a caveat to this, and I'm going to turn on the music really quick. Give me 1 second. Bang, some feel-good techno, baby. So, okay, listen to this, man. This is my rant. This is going to be my rant. They're not actually going to offer crypto trading, dude. It's all just going to be BS. Same Web 2 nonsense that they've been talking about. Like, okay, so for example, like BlackRock. Does BlackRock actually offer crypto? No. They offer an ETF. What are you actually trading whenever you buy the BlackRock iShares? You're trading the ETF shares, which is not Bitcoin. So when you buy or sell the iShares ETF shares, are you buying or selling any Bitcoin? No. Is there a transaction? No. When you're buying, you know, Bitcoin or Ethereum on PayPal, can you then offboard your Ethereum or Bitcoin off of PayPal? No, you can't. It's numbers on a screen, man. It's the same BS. They're turning crypto into what people didn't want crypto to be, right? Crypto was supposed to be, hey, I have custody of all of my assets, right? And now they're offering, in my opinion, this is what they're going to do. And I could be proven wrong on this, but this is what the majority of platforms are doing. They're going to be offering Web 2 instruments. It's not going to be like going to a DEX and you buy some Polygon and then it pops up in your wallet. It's going to be some balance up here on the upper right-hand side of your page that says, oh, you have 10 Polygon. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, can I have my 10 Polygon? Well, no, of course not. You know, you got to sell it back to USD and then do what you want. So I don't really care is my point. I know a lot of people think this is bullish. I don't think this is bullish. I don't think this is bullish because this isn't actually going to drive volume to the cryptocurrencies, right? They're just going to buy a big bag of it in bulk one time, and then they're going to offer it to people. And they're probably going to, let's be honest, over leverage or overexpose it as well. And you're going to be trading Web 2 instruments saying that you're buying Bitcoin or crypto trading, right? Now, if they actually do offer real crypto trading, I will be surprised and I will be impressed. And then I will say, good job, Morgan Stanley, right? But until they do, I don't care. And this is big news, man. This is big news. Like, this is on Cointelegraph. This is on whatever this thing's called, Investopedia. This is everywhere, man. One thing I do want to point out, Bitcoin has hit a nice little pattern, okay? And I'm going to talk about this on my stream. I actually put this pattern in the NORDIC Alpha VIP trading room. If you want to get in that, it's the first link in the description. Feel free to do whatever you want. It's going to cost you less than a shot of espresso a day. It's like 90 cents to get high level insights on what the market's actually doing from a verified pro trader at that. So in any case, if you go to the daily chart, you'll see that Bitcoin has now potentially, so long as we close a candle up here above this point of control right here at 96.6, if we close this candle here, we're bullish. We've broken out of a cup and handle that could potentially bring us to a new all-time high of about $112,000. Okay, that's great news for Bitcoin. Like, this is going to take out those highs. This is where bull run mania comes again, and then potentially altcoin mania starts. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Like, this is really good stuff. Now, the only caveat to this is that this bullish charting pattern could play out. You know, we'll see what happens over the weekend. But one thing that you have to, are you kidding me? I'm not buying Forbes. One thing that you have to watch for is next week we have the FOMC meeting where the Fed is going to announce interest rates. And the overall consensus is that they are going to lower interest rates. That's bullish for gold, right? That's bullish for gold. If you know anything about me, you know I'm the certified or the verified pro trader on Verified Investing's platform, and I do gold analysis. I also do it inside of the verified or the private VIP trading room inside of the NORDIC Alpha community as well. But in any case, I know about gold, okay? And I actually sold the majority, or not the majority. I sold a big bag of my gold right here at $34.50, and then I think I got like $33.80 for it or something like that, because you don't get spot price when you sell gold. But in any case, it's going to pump gold, okay? If we lower interest rates, right, it will pump gold, okay? Now, if inflation is still going up and they lower interest rates, then risk on assets like equities, like crypto, like the S&P and crypto, Bitcoin, stuff like that, it will go down. Okay, it will go down. So my point in saying that is that if they do lower the interest rates, right, we'll see what happens. But if they lower the interest rates, it could like nullify this pattern. Like, this could just be a fake out, right? And then we come back down here to, you know, where I was talking about the other day, 88.6 range. Boom, we blast off, and then we start to, you know, get to where we're going. Or we just come down to the bottom end of this trend channel, you know, over the next week or so, and then we blast from $90.5 thousand, right? And then that's when you can start thinking about, you know, things being super bullish, right? And this turning all green, okay? Now, that's kind of the news in the markets right now, other than, you know, Trump doing his thing and all that stuff. And, you know, that's that. We got the trade tensions happening and brewing and stuff all day, every day. And that's really it. But this cup and handle is promising. So long as, you know, the inflation rates don't come out and say, yo, like more inflation. If they do cut rates, you could see crypto pump, so long as inflation isn't going up and the dollar isn't necessarily like going down, right? So see what happens next week is my bias. Now, one thing I want to talk about, which is like some Wolfer stuff, the Ethereum validators have been absolutely making me mad. And the reason is because they kept going down, because they're doing all these upgrades to the Ethereum blockchain, right? They're coming up with all these upgrades. They're upgrading the chain. There's like 4 upgrades or something like that coming. It's messing with the blockchains, man. It's messing with our machine, okay? Because if you know what we run our Ethereum validators on our own servers, okay? And I'm going to put myself on the screen. We run our Ethereum validators on our own servers. We have like 16 terabyte server with AMD Ryzen chips, blah, 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 right? And that's how we run our Ethereum validators, our AVAX validator, blah, 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 right? All these upgrades have been messing it up. So we have a consensus client that's called Teku. And then we have a Geth chain client that's called Nethermind, which I just upgraded from Geth execution client to Nethermind, right? And so Teku, so I upgraded that, and then it fixed the nodes for the most part, because there was like a 6-day period where the nodes were down, and I was like, what is going on? So then I had to get Nethermind. Okay, cool, did that. Then Nethermind fixed it, and then all of a sudden nothing happened, right? And I was like, and then it went down again. And I'm like, okay, trying to resync the blockchain takes forever. And then I finally figured out that Teku had some issues in it, and I had to upgrade the outputs in Teku, and now they're all caught up and the Ethereum validators are fixed. But all that to say, blockchain technology is still behind the 8 ball, okay? Especially in terms of cross-border payments, especially in terms of interoperability, okay, or the lack thereof, intercompatibility or the lack thereof, and also just like the communication behind it, right? Like no one told people like, hey, this is going to mess up Geth execution client. You should probably upgrade to Nethermind. And this is also going to your consensus client, which is Teku. It's going to mess that up too. So you should probably figure that out and upgrade your outputs. So no one knew this. No one tells anybody this. And there's thousands of validators that probably just went down because of this. Crazy. So in any case, the ETH validators are up and they're good to go. But it took like 2 weeks for me to figure all this stuff out, which is crazy. And I know people hate like centralization, but man, wouldn't it be nice if there was like a central group where you could go and ask about your Ethereum validator nodes and say like, hey, yo, these are the errors I'm getting, right? Actually, FTM, or what is now Sonic, they have a validators chat, right? Yeah, I mean, they have a validators chat where you could literally go in there and say, hey, this is what I'm getting, and their CTO is in there and they would help you, right? But you know, Ethereum, Avalanche, none of them have that because they're like super decentralized. Not that Sonic isn't, but they have less validators. ETH, Avalanche, tens of thousands of validators across the world, right? Whereas with Sonic, it had like 100, right? 100 validators. And so some of these smaller validator lists, it's easier to fix them because you can get a hold of people, right? Whereas with the larger ones like Ethereum, you can't. So that's essentially the news on Wolfer as it sits right now. Everything else is fine. You know, like Bitcoin's pumping. I would be expecting bullish nature on Bitcoin, maybe a pullback to 95.3 and then a blast off back to that. Even if we get a pullback next week, I would be looking to enter at about 95.3. And then hopefully whenever we do pump up, that's when Bitcoin or altcoins start to run. And that's where we start to make real money. So that's what I'm seeing in the markets right now. It is bullish nature. We have broken market to the upside, which is awesome. And I'm looking really forward to the future of Wolfer. If we can finally get to an altcoin season, man, it's going to be awesome. Because then our plan is in full effect. We can liquidate at those top levels, and we're already prepared for it. So then we will know what we're going to be doing furthermore past that. And if you want to know what that is, go into the Discord, go into the announcements channel. You'll see the video where I covered that in abundance for like 45 minutes on a stream, like a month ago or something like that. So I'm not going to sit here and repeat it. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Everybody knows what we're doing. If you're paying attention, you know what the plan is moving forward. And with that being said, I hope everybody has a good #Friday Pi Day and a great weekend with their beautiful families. I will see you in the next video, and everybody have a wonderful day. Peace.